Wait for somebody to join in at least.
What a night.
Make sure the camera doesn't fall here. I really don't want to miss that. See, anybody don't know. Okay. So, I'm Jordan Kylo. This is Jared Tolbert.
Yep.
If anybody watching don't know, we are the band No Damn Youth, and tonight's a very special night, and we're feeling really good and encouraged tonight.
Sir. Yep.
Because our long-awaited Oktober EP comes out tonight at midnight. Well, technically tomorrow at midnight, Friday night, midnight, you know.
Yeah.
And we're feeling really good about it. And I'll tell you one thing. This little EP back here, that's a nostalgia EP from 2019. It feels like ages ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Almost 5 years, about 4 years now, I think.
Yeah. Where did the time go?
Yeah, really,
We
really.
came a long way.
Yeah,
Came
for
a
sure.
long way.
We'll be talking about that in this for sure because it's actually 5 years of the group. The group technically formed in 2017, but we met in 2018.
Yep.
And it's been an interesting little journey. Anyway, though, I would confidently say the new EP knocks this old EP out of the water. Obviously, this was a very crucial part of us growing because, you know, they say you can't grow without failure. I wouldn't call this necessarily a failure, but it you know, for being a first recording, it's good. But compared to now, we've gotten a lot better, and it was a crucial stepping stone to making sure that we got better in the studio and out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you figure being a couple, 16-year-old kids still in high school, I mean, to even have the privilege or chance to record, that's still a lot, for
Yes, very much.
being that young and whatnot.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny even think he was 15 then actually. He's a little bit younger.
Sure. Yeah, it was summer of 2019.
Yeah, so he was 15, I was 16, and fast forward now I'm 20 and he's 19. And not just that, but since then the new EP, whenever it comes out, everybody, all the people who follow us and whatnot on here, you'll be able to tell there's some new direction. All these live streams before that we've done, they've been on our Instagram page, and you can go follow us on Instagram at No Damn Youth. It's a separate thing. So if you follow us on here and you have an Instagram, it's not the same. They're not linked. Figuring out how to do that, but as of now, they're not linked, so they're separate. But anyway, all of our live streams for releases, we've been doing live streams for releases of singles for a little while now. We've done it like 2 times, I think, for our last release, and then the one back in August before that. So this is our first time doing it on Facebook.
Yeah. So
all of you who are interested in the EP, like I said, it comes in at midnight. You'll notice that the EP pretty much is this weird mesh of things. A lot of the songs, you have songs like Please Just Stay, Oktober. There's a song called Do You Know? The 4th track is quite special because it was actually off of this. The song called Nostalgia. It's the type of track off of this EP. I wanted to redo it in an acoustic manner. I think it's way better than the one on here. You can judge for yourself, but that's one of the tracks. The 5th track is the track called Unforgiven Past, and then the last track is probably my second favorite out the whole thing, a song called Years, which is our longest song. It's like 8-something minutes long. It's kind of folk rock, and all the songs have their own kind of feelings to them. Some of them, especially the newer stuff, of our last song we released is called Why. That was electronic and like with guitars and stuff like that, mixes, stuff like that. Yeah. The new songs.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, it's kind of the sneak peek, of like what we were diving into.
Yeah.
With the elements. Yeah.
Not every song's like that. The song Please Just Stay is kind of like that. It's kind of this synth rock, kind of electronic rock thing that mixes like elements of harder rock and a little bit of metal. As you'll see if you listen to the whole thing, especially the end. The end has some metal influence drumming. I'd say. The song Oktober, I'd say it's this cool mix of like alternative rock, and that's an old song. too.
Yeah.
It's not a new song. Please Just Stay is probably the second newest song off this entire thing. October goes way back to 2019. We've had it for that long.
Yeah.
Same with the third track, Do You Know? That's 2019. And these songs, the way they were back then, the way they are now, they've changed, they've grown, and we've changed and grown with them. And
yeah, I mean, that was the same year we released the EP.
Yeah.
Well, not this EP, but that EP.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we've had time to grow and develop these songs. I'm very proud of this entire EP and the way it's turned out. Like I was saying, the October EP, not October EP, the October song in the October EP, the title track, it's kind of this like spooky kind of vibe to it. It's kind of noisy.
Yeah.
I'm sure whenever you guys load it up and listen to it, you'll notice the beginning will completely confuse you and completely throw you for a loop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but yeah, I was just going to say that another thing about like these songs too is there's moments where like the music just comes out of nowhere. Like it's kind of silent or it's like really just kind of mellow for a second and then it just kicks in. And I feel like October is a good example of that. Like I'm not trying to spoil anything, but but there's some parts in there that's kind of a little mellow, and then boom, it just instantly goes into something else that's so much different.
The element of surprise is something we like to do. Things that aren't necessarily, as a musician, your first idea that you would go to is something we stray from. Being a guitar player, I mean, most of these tracks, I will say, I do most of the melodic things. Like I do guitar, the bass guitar, keyboards, most of the vocals, and he does the drums and backup vocals and even some lead vocals in these songs. And as a guitar player, one of the things I like to do is, sometimes doing the thing that's the most easiest is the best. But for these songs, being in a rock band, one of the things that most people tend to do is play power chords, the simple first and the fifth. If you're a musician, you know what that means. Chord in a rock song, I tend to stray away from that. Like I said, sometimes it's good, and there are some instances in this where I do use those, but it's something I try to tend away from. I'm a person myself who is more into classic rock, and old bands like AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. They use that sometimes, but usually it's open chords, and I try to myself find ninth chords and octaves and just different ways of making the overall thing more melodic. That's like my objective.
Yeah, and
for you, it's your drum parts, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say that like I feel like the open chords and everything contributes to, like, you were talking about how the songs are like more noisy. I think it also contributes to the noise, and like part of it with my drumming is also like the use of cymbals. Like obviously not trying to spoil anything, but like Please Just Stay, October, Do You Know, like really the first half of the EP, there's a lot of noise coming from the drum standpoint, guitar and bass, like open chords, a lot of cymbal hitting, really heavy cymbal hitting, so it's definitely really powerful.
Dynamics, pretty much.
Yeah.
The second half of the EP, I would say, without spoiling anything as well, it's more mellow. It's more straightforward. Like I said, there's times where, trying different things and whatnot and experimenting can be cool, but at the same time, though, the last couple tracks are pretty straightforward, but at the same time, though, they don't cease to surprise you in certain moments that you would expect something different. Overall, lyrically, obviously you can't judge a book by its cover, but in this instance, the album cover, like the woods with the kind of graffiti of the title on it, it fits well because a lot of the lyrical content on here is darker. I myself am into a genre of music that was popular in the early mid-'80s called post-punk. It's a predecessor of punk rock music from the 70s, except it's more mellow. If you want to really get into like that type of music, or you're interested, you could like look at bands like The Cure, The Smiths, or The Police is a good example. They're more new wave, but more dissonant sounds, and it's more noisy and kind of spooky almost. And, you know, it's also a very rhythmic style, which works well with us. Not that that's the main thing we do. We blend our stuff with a bunch of stuff.
Like a lot of influences, yeah.
Do You Know, the third track is almost like a Latin hard rock type of feel. It's, you know, a bunch of A minor chords, which kind of makes it, has like a desert rock kind of Western feel to it. You know, lots of different influences from different places into our music. And I'd also add local influences. You know, we're from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Most of you following us are probably from this area too. There's not very many notable names that come out of the scene here. Lots of bands here and there that are great, but nothing really game changing or whatnot. I'd say one of our influences actually is a band called the Clarks from this area, who goes back to the '80s. They're a great band. They're phenomenal. I've seen them live a couple times. Love to play a couple shows with them. If anybody from that band is watching, I'd love to collaborate or whatever. But not too many notable names to come out of this area. So you know, with our music, trying to push boundaries a little bit. There's not many electronic rock type bands that come out of this area. It's different, and you know, it's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Just push boundaries and try different things is what we try to do.
Yeah, I mean, not even just like with this local scene too. Like, I feel like just in general with like mainstream music or any music, like this music is, it's just different. Like in general, it's completely different from anything that, you know, that I've ever heard. And like, I'm not biased in saying that. Like, you know, it really is different from everything. That's the truth.
Yeah, there's a whole new scene of like indie rock in the world right now, and I don't really know where we fit in, to be honest with you. A lot of it's kind of like a lot of it, like, you know, I could think of some artists. It's very kind of poppy and this and that. We have some poppier elements in our music, but I don't really know where we fit in, because we, like I said, draw influence from EDM and a bunch of different stuff. Really, I can't cite one thing as like this is the sole, you know, thing that we do. The EP, I mean, if you really want to, you know, put it in a genre, I'd say electronic rock. Rock with guitars and heavy hitting drums with some electronic elements here and there. If that's even a thing. I don't know what you call it. Alternative rock. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So to us,
it is what it is.
It's a reflection of us in this moment.
Yeah.
You know, and we just hope that all you who listen to our stuff on here, hope that you like it. You know, hope that you share it with your friends and whatever else, you know. And I mean, you know, that's the only way we can do this, is if we have some support from you guys. Speaking of which, go to our website, www.nodameyouth.com. We have t-shirts, and there's also links there to our videos. You can go share those and everything like that. And yeah, I mean, that's the best way we can say it, is, you know, without your support, we can't do this.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're nothing.
Yeah, we're just two musicians trying to make what we like, pretty much. It's our art, it's our, you know, creativity, having fun with it, you know. Like I said, we've been a band for 5 years, and it's crazy because, you know, we met back in high school. You know, back when we were like maybe 14, 15 years old. We met
freshman year.
Freshman year of high school was when we met, and it's funny thinking back, we met in like a library class, I think, and this guy was always sleeping, and he asked me if I played guitar because I wore like some sort of band shirt, and that's how it all started. We just started jamming in his basement, and, you know, I just happened to be somebody who just in my free time would write down lyrics in like English class and put in with some guitar stuff, and that's how it starts, you know, just two friends, really good friends. He's like a brother to me.
Yeah, yes sir.
You know, just making what we like to do, you know, and
yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about, you know.
One thing we would like to do in the future, though, for sure, if anybody out there who's a musician, we're looking for a keyboard player and a bass player, not just one or the other, both, because we can do a lot, but for a live show, we're thinking of starting to play live in the future. So if anybody out there plays bass or plays keyboard, is interested and likes our music and feels really devoted and wants to learn our songs, email us at nodamyouth17@gmail.com. That's our email. You can reach out. You can reach out to us.
Yeah.
We can hold auditions. We're looking to just play live more, and we need more people to play live. That's one thing people always ask us is, "Oh, are you playing live?" we can't because we're mostly just a studio band.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know, like, recording music and everything and presenting it to our friggin' awesome fans is great, but it's even more awesome to, like, physically see the fans, you know, at a venue playing for them, you know, presenting it firsthand. You know, it's just an amazing feeling. So hopefully, you know, we could get it off the ground and get things going and just bring more music to you guys.
Yeah, I definitely say playing these songs in studio, recording them and arranging them and whatnot has been hell of fun, you know. And playing it live in front of some people who are into it, that'd be great. So if anybody who's a musician is interested, like I said, nerdydamuse17@gmail.com is the way to reach out. Or you can just message us here on Messenger. We have our own Messenger. Reach out and, you know, let us know if you're interested and we can try to set up something. If not, maybe somebody you know. Maybe you know a bass player or a keyboard player and you'd be interested. That's perfectly fine. But with that, we're probably going to head off of here. Like I said, Oktober EP comes up tonight at midnight. Friday, June 9th, midnight. Give it a listen the whole way through. That's the proper way to do it. Or if you just like one song, that's fine. Share it. That doesn't matter. As long as you're interacting and you like it, you know, it's great. So, like I said, I'm Jordan. This is Jared. We're No Damned Youth. And we'll see you whenever the next release comes out. So,
yep.
Have a good one.